The conspiracy realms, the paranormal realms. It's time, folks, to unite and defeat the Matrix. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, with one foot firmly planted in both camps, coming to you live from an undisclosed location somewhere deep in the heartland of America, from the heartland of your heart. That is the hope. We're hoping to help you guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru, and above all else, unindoctrinate yourself. A lot of people in the chat room talking about it being hot where they are, 100 degrees, 106 degrees. Well, folks, I feel like the temperature has been turned up across the entire globe, across the entire flat plane, whatever your particular belief is. But the heat has been cranked up, ladies and gentlemen, after Suicide Saturday. And if you didn't see or didn't hear the podcast that we did with Sam Tripoli and Jeffrey Wilson, it was powerful, speculating, I think, bringing real truth about the Epstein incident, as it's being called. And I saw Carrie Cassidy on Twitter just before I came over, and she has agreed to come on this channel. We're just trying to work out the details. Carrie says that she's seen at least one proof that Jeffrey Epstein is still alive. I think he's alive for sure. I think that the president has been involved in it, and I think that Mr. Epstein is somewhere else, but he's not on some island kicking it back, taking it easy. He's in a place where he doesn't have to worry about being somebody's boyfriend every night, but he's in a place that's far, far from a comfortable place. So I think Epstein, sang like the John McCain bird, gave up the information, and he has been spirited away to a place where he will spend the rest of his days in something far, 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 so far removed from luxury that he's accustomed to. He is being held against his will in a bad place, and he's going to pay the fiddler, and so are all the people. They talk about pay to play. Well, they played, and now they are going to pay. And the people in the dark state, the people in the dark left, they are shaking in their boots because they know the names on that list, and they know what is coming down to, cousins. And this is a great example of why the conspiracy realm, the conspiracy genre, and the paranormal genre must unite. They need to unite. We need to unite, because in reality, and for all practical purposes, as you sit back and look at it, the paranormal and the conspiracy realms are really two separate and distinct camps at this time. The people that want to talk about Pedogate, they don't want to hear about no ghosts. The people that want to talk about the Fed, they don't want to hear about Bigfoot. People that want to talk about the Illuminati don't want to talk about shadow men. You know, people that want to talk about the collapse of the economy don't want to talk about the secret space program. It's really two different, two separate, two distinct camps. And the problem is, ladies and gentlemen, is that because we're maintaining two camps, we are actually missing the boat. And we're out there, we're missing a big boat, a powerful boat, a fast boat. And we are paddling ourselves in little canoes and little dinghies instead of getting together into one big boat. But thankfully, we're seeing some trendsetters coming up and leading, some trendsetters, some people that are leaders, some people that are visionaries. And of course, these people are going to get called names. They're going to get questioned. But people like Chris Jericho, Talk is Jericho, people like Sam Tripoli, Tinfoil Hat Podcast, people like Joe Rogan Experience, people that are stepping outside of their conspiratorial realms, stepping outside of their strong suit. I mean, Jericho, wrestling, Jericho music with Fozzy. You should check out Fozzy, great band. Jericho's a writer. Jericho's got the great podcast. Jericho's a great author. I've read his book. People like Sam Tripoli, Rogan, comedy is their strong suit, but they're reaching out into paranormal. They're reaching out into conspiracy. And that's what we need, ladies and gentlemen, is people to cross the lines, people to build the bridges, and people to be the ones that are going to be the ones that unite these people, because united we're a much bigger force. And you think about the people back in the day that tried to do the uniting and the things like they came up with and the things they came against. Think about people like George Carlin. George Carlin, great comedian. He began to weave in a lot of conspiracy stuff, a lot of awakening stuff into his comedy. Of course, the legendary Bill Hicks bringing a lot of truth into his comedy. So that's what we're talking about, is bringing more truth into different genres. And comedy seems to be a great solvent for these kind of things. And if you think about it, even the big musical acts now, they don't go out on tour on their own. They go out on tour together because there's diminishing resources. The dollars are tighter, and they found out that, there's strength in numbers. So that's what we need to do, ladies and gentlemen. We need to get to the place where we forge alliances, between folks in the conspiracy realm, and we forge alliances with folks that are also in the paranormal realm. We've got to do this, and we've got to do this now, because we need to. It'll make us stronger. It'll make us better. And neither one of those camps, the conspiratorialists or the paranormalists, neither one of them have the answers, the complete answer. Neither one of them. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. We do need to get a true understanding, and we do need to get a true empathy, ladies and gentlemen, between these two camps. And hopefully, again, I do have 1 foot firmly planted in the paranormal and 1 foot firmly planted in conspiracy. So we are trying to bridge that gap. And I had some great ideas this week and stuff we're going to do. And I hate to mention it because somebody might steal it from me, but we're going to start talking. No, I'll just leave it. We'll just leave it for right now. I'll leave it there. But we are going to be in Hastings, Minnesota this Thursday night for the Whistleblower Comedy and Conspiracy Extravaganza. We'll have some great stand-up comedy. Rocky Stucci, Scotty Roberts, myself will have a great conspiracy talk. We will have a live podcast going out even over terrestrial radio, and we will have question and answer discussion afterwards. If you're anywhere near Hastings, Minnesota, which is kind of suburbium to the Twin Cities, find your way out there. It'll be a great time, and we're going to start doing more of these throughout the United States. And tonight also on The Last Stand, I'll be very excited and honored to welcome in Elizabeth April. A lot of you know who she is. You've heard her on Leak Project. If you were at Contact in the Desert, you know who she is. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about Elizabeth April. I'm very, very happy to invite her to the show tonight and to talk to her. It's going to be a lot of fun. But getting back to forging alliances, getting back to true understandings, getting back to true empathy. And it's more than just a group hug moment, ladies and gentlemen. It's more than just licking each other's face. It's about getting something done and being more effective. For example, look at the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party in the United States of America. Think about what it is. The Democrat Party is actually a conglomeration, an amalgamation of a bunch of schools of thought that are by themselves dismissible, that are by themselves petty, that are by themselves a joke in many occasions. But the Democrat Party is proof positive that if you can get enough groups gathered together under one banner, Now you got a force to be reckoned with. I mean, the Democrat Party has the ultra militant LGBTQ community. No political power on their own, but combine the militant LGBTQ community with the militant environmentalist movement, with the surging U.S. socialist movement, with the let's have open borders movement, and you compile 5 or 6 of these, the hyperfeminism, you compile 5, 6, 7, 8 of these individually insignificant entities, and all of a sudden you've got the Democrat Party, which, and I haven't been able to do this. I search for an hour, but I'm convinced with my experience and with my my study that if you go back to 1776 and bring it forward right now to 2019, the Democrat Party has been in power in Congress more than the Republican Party. I'd be willing to bet on that. Now, if I'm wrong, I don't think I am, but they've been in power, even if they haven't been in power more than the Republican Party. They've been in power a lot of damn years by cobbling together a bunch of screaming insignificant individual entities into one stronger and more powerful entity. Now, that is a good analogy for what I'm talking about, but the analogy breaks down in the fact that the conspiratorialists, the people of the conspiracy movement, they are not idiots. They are not insignificant. They have a very important and a very well-defined mission. Likewise with the folks that are paranormalists. They're not idiots either. But we gain strength, we gain influence, we gain protection, and we gain traction in numbers. So it only makes sense just from a numbers perspective for the conspiracy groups to unite with the paranormal groups. It just makes sense numbers wise. You can double your effectiveness, you can double your influence, you can double your protection, and you can double your traction just like that by uniting together. And folks, and I feel like I can say we for the conspiracy folks, and I can say we for the paranormal folks, because I'm in both as I turn up my fan, because guess what? It's hot in the heartland as well. We need one another. You conspiratorialist, you need the paranormalist. You paranormalist, you need the conspiratorialist, even if you don't. Permission granted, intrepid sailor. Come on aboard. We are incomplete alone. Conspiracy, incomplete by itself. Paranormal, incomplete by itself. And even more important, conspiracy, unbalanced by itself. Paranormal, unbalanced by itself. The paranormal and the conspiracy realms are great at identifying problems and symptoms, but they need the other to offer complete solutions. It's a long sentence, but here's what I'm talking about. Alone, all we do in either camp is just create fear and feed the matrix. But when we get together, we can provide full solutions to people. We can provide solutions that work both in this world and in the next world. Solutions that work in the world we live in and the world that lives in us, because they are both real. They are both true, ladies and gentlemen. And it is important that we begin to see this, because conspiracy people, the conspiracy realm, conspiracy podcasts, conspiracy YouTubes, conspiracy folks do a great job identifying the mundane threats. And by mundane, I don't mean unimportant. I mean of this world, of this particular system that we're living in right now. It's the conspiracy theory that brings out stuff like 9/11 was an inside job. That's the conspiracy realm that does that. The conspiracy realm brings out the truth about chemtrails. The conspiracy realm brings out the truth about vaccines. The conspiracy realm brings out the truth about our financial system. The conspiracy realm brings out the truth about taxes. The conspiracy realm brings out the truths about the things that are involved in the government, in the politics, in the day-to-day mundane mechanizations of this world in which we live. So the conspiracy theorists are great at the physical world shit, the stuff that is rubber meets the road, living in this dimension. They're great at that. Conspiracy facts, absolutely, KC. And paranormalists, we identify the esoteric source and cause of the mundane events that are taking place. In the paranormal realm, we can tell you why the Illuminati and the Bilderbergers and the CFR and the dark state and the dark left, we can tell you why and show you why from an esoteric energetic level they are where they are and they're doing what they do. We can show you from an esoteric realm why the ideas of taxation and the Federal Reserve have risen to the front. We can tell you why these things happen from an esoteric energetic level. And if you're a conspiracy theorist and you can identify everything that's wrong, but you don't understand why it's wrong or how it works, you're not going to be able to offer any real solutions. And all you're going to be doing is stoking up fear and worry, which feeds the matrix that has us captured, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're in the paranormal realm and you can explain all of the esoteric reasons for what's going on, all you do is leave people afraid and frightened of what's going on if you can't give them some real world actionable, do this today type of activities and actions to do. You can't do anything unless you do. The conspiracy realm is great for doing, and the paranormal realm is great for knowing and understanding, and it should be great for motivating. Rachel Stone asks, is there a dark right? Absolutely, there's a dark right. Who do you think the extreme Muslim terrorists are? They're dark right. Who do you think the extreme Christian terrorists are? They're dark right. Yes, there's a dark right, just like there's a dark left. So the paranormal, ladies and gentlemen, offers answers. The conspiracy offers answers, but not unless they are together. Conspiracy offers no real answers because the answer, really, for what the whole answer has an esoteric aspect. So the conspiracy realm can offer no real answers because part of the answer is esoteric. And the paranormal realm can offer no real answers because part of the answer is action. And thank you, Evil Monkey. I appreciate it very, very much. So, folks, what we have to do is find the esoteric reasons and learn from our conspiratorial friends how to take action to actually make a difference. Conspiracy folks can only find true, lasting answers and solutions in the esoteric truths. And the paranormal has that. And paranormal folks will never get anything done without the conspiracy folks, and they will never comprehend the real world representation of what's going on. We've got to have each other. We need people in the conspiracy realm identifying the things that are screwed up. We need people in the conspiracy realm that go on a podcast and say, wait a minute, Jeffrey Epstein was under max security or suicide watch security. He was monitored 24/7, and somehow he managed to kill himself. And we need the paranormal people to say, well, yeah, that's because there is a dark, energetic, unbalanced spiritual force that is empowering these evil people, that makes them think they can get away with it. And there's a deep, energetic, spiritual darkness that falls on people that allows them not to see these things. And that's what causes the evil cabal to be able to get away from it. It's a darkness that rules the people and a darkness that covers the people. And only the conspiracy realm plus the paranormal realm has the real answer, because we need the answers and we need the action, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the only way that we can win, because as long as we stay in our individual camps, identifying conspiracies, yelling about conspiracies, getting all upset about conspiracies, feeding the matrix with nothing but identification of problems and no real long-term energetic esoteric answers, all we do is feed the matrix. And as long as we chase ghosts and big feet and things that go bump in the night, and we understand all the reasons for why the world works this way, until we actually do something, we have no real answers. But together, we have the answers, we have the solutions, we have the problems, we know who, what, when, where, why, and we know how. If, ladies and gentlemen, we get together and stay together and work together and empower one another, that's the way we get it done. So what's the answer? The answer is to reach out. The answer is to work together. The answer is for people that are more conspiracy minded to open their minds to the esoteric realm. And the answer is for people that are esoterically minded to open their realm to the mundane, the politics, the finances, the culture. We've got to begin to have a holistic view instead of rabbit holing ourselves. We get really, really, really excited when we find a good rabbit hole, and we feel really good in rabbit holes digging around. But every now and then you got to come up for air and in the real world, and we got to do stuff. And I don't want to hear, I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm sorry. I don't like the name, and I think the name, thank you, Tracy, is a key to what it really is. You're not going to solve anything gossiping on a chat room. Period. That's even worse, because it creates this false idea that you're doing something. Oh, well, we're talking about it for hours. We're debating it for hours. Well, why don't you go do something then? Oh, no, I got to get back to the chat or the live video. No, we got to do something, ladies and gentlemen. The conspiracy realm, the paranormal realm, two separate realms, too long. We've got to unite. We've got to be able to combine our forces, to combine our influence, to combine our attraction, so we can be more of a force. And we don't have the real answers. We only got part of the answers until we join together. And folks, we can do this. It's a natural fit. It really is. It's a very natural fit. And it's so natural and so easy that it eludes us. And, you know, I was going to make this a whole separate podcast, but I've only spent 23 minutes, so I won't. Folks, I was on with Eddie Bravo. No, Eddie wasn't there he had just left. He had a fighter last night or Saturday night that was fighting. I think Liz Carmouche was his fighter. She was fighting, so we had to go watch her. But Sam Tripoli and Jeffrey Wilson, I did a podcast about the Jeffrey Epstein thing. And what the heck was my point on this? Oh, and we did a podcast. These are stand-up comics, ladies and gentlemen. These are hardcore, real-world dudes. And I got a bunch of emails about, your language was terrible. Your language was awful. Why do you have to use such bad language? Why do you have to do language? And I got all of this complaining and bitching about language. Ladies and gentlemen, let me share something with you about language. Where does the concept of bad language even come from? Where do you get that from? You get that from religion. You get that from religion. Religion tells you that there's bad language. Religion tells you that there's bad words. Religion tells you there's things that you shouldn't say. You shouldn't say the F word. You shouldn't say these bad words. That's a religious concept. And religion has no part of answers. Religion only has part of problems. Religion keeps you seeing no evil, hearing no evil, and saying no evil, and offering no solutions, no help. It makes you useless. So when you first hear people dropping F-bombs and saying words that you think are bad words, that gut reaction, that knee-jerk reaction you get, number one, it's a jerk reaction. And that's not really what it's a reflex, is what it is. And that reflex is a religiously inbred fear and guilt control matrix reflex. The fear and guilt control matrix is what makes you, oh, when somebody says a bad word, and I'm going to prove it to you. And there's something caught my mind the other day. I'm not going to read the articles. I'm just going to tell you all of the different headlines. Smart people cuss a lot. Let me just give you some of these headlines, ladies and gentlemen. ScienceAlert.com, swearing is actually a sign of more intelligence, scientists say. ScienceAlert.com, science says that people who curse a lot have better vocabularies. HuffPost, people who swear are healthier, happier, and more honest. New York Post, smart people are more likely to use cuss words. The Independent in the UK, smart people swear more and study more. People who are smarter have larger vocabularies, tend to cuss more. US News and World Report. People who swear more stay up late and make more of a difference in the world. The case for cussing, New York Times. No bullshit. People who swear are smarter and stronger, says Science and Birdie.com. What's my point? My point is that people that are using language that you find offensive because of your religious indoctrination are really smarter people. And you know what else they are? You know what else they are? They're pissed off people. They're people that have had enough of this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They've got enough of people lying to them. They got enough of people blowing sunshine up their wazoos. They've had enough of people patting them on the head and telling them to be a good little drone and a good little slave. And when you really find out about the conspiracies, it pisses you off. When you really find out about what's going on paranormally, it pisses you off. When you start to wake up, you realize this world is fucked up. Pardon my French, ladies and gentlemen. Why is it always French? I wonder. So not only are people that cuss smarter because they think more, they research more, they study more, they're also more passionate, and they're also a lot funnier, I've found. So I understand that you get upset at the cussing, but understand that you're probably doing it because of your religious fear and guilt control matrix indoctrination. So give a brother and a sister a break if they're cussing, because they're cussing, number one, because they're smart and they figured out things that piss them off and they're impassioned to get out the truth. And you know what else people that are cussing are? They're people that don't give a damn what you think. I'll guarantee you that Sam Tripoli doesn't give half of a you-know-what about you not liking him cussing. I'll guarantee it. And I'm about at that point too. I don't cuss like they do as much because, you know, I probably because I was deeper in the fear and guilt control matrix than them. It's, you know, I'm Southern. It's just the way it goes. But I see even, you know, and if you don't believe me that it's a religious thing, I just saw an article today on Drudge Report that, let me see if I can pull it up and tell you who said it. They're mad. The religious conservatives are getting mad at Donald Trump because what did they say? Oh, evangelicals are chafing at the president's blasphemy. Using the Lord's name in vain has evangelicals chafing at Trump's blasphemy. This is on Politico.com because Donald Trump used the Lord's name in vain, and this one dummy in Greenville, North Carolina, well, there's a big surprise. They're from North Carolina. There's a big surprise. They got all upset because Donald Trump was talking about the Islamic State militants and said, we're going to hit them so goddamn hard. Oh, the president is using blasphemy. The president is using the Lord's name in vain. Well, number one, God ain't the Lord's name. Anyway, he's the Lord, right? He didn't say Lord damn. He said God damn. And God damn it, get over yourself. It's not that big a deal, but that's proof that it's religious based. Oh, Jeff, no, I'm far beyond that. Are you really? Take an honest look at yourself and what makes you not like to hear cussing. What really makes you not like to hear the F word? It's your cultural, religious, Judeo-Christian upbringing. I guarantee it. So we got to get, and that's why some people probably in the paranormal realm don't want to associate with people in the conspiratorial realm, and certainly not those crazy conspiracy comedy folks, because they cuss a lot. Well, guess what? We cuss a lot because we know what's going on, because we've studied it out. We cuss a lot because we're pissed off. We cuss a lot because we're passionate. And we cuss a lot because we don't give a good goddamn what you think about it. And that's the truth. We're far beyond caring. Our give-a-dams are busted. We're passionate. We're locked and loaded, and we're doing it. And if you can't handle that, cupcake, snowflake, buttercup, that's why you're triggered, because of your religious, sociocultural upbringing. So if you are butthurt from that, at least you know why you're butthurt from that. It's the Lord that split you. That's what makes you butthurt. That's a damn good point, Jeff, says somebody. So let's go into the chat room and answer questions and talk about interesting things that are brought up there. Somebody says it's a damn good point. Jack Thorson, Jack, I love you. Glad you're here. Saying God damn is not taking the Lord's name in vain. Saying damn God is. I'll say damn God all day long because he's a lying damn God. He's a cheating damn God. He's a killing damn God. And he's a failed damn God. That's some goddamn Lord's name in vain right there. Because he's a failed, flawed, puny, putrid, flaccid, flatulent God who needs to be replaced. Any questions on where I stand? Jackie, at least you know where I'm coming from, cousin. Jesus is the first to say, God damn. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. Get your panties in a wad. They should be in a wad. Let's see. Hillary's brother is the dead Epstein in the gurney picture, says Nick Savage. Nick, documentation, please. Documentation, please. But that's interesting nonetheless. Language is a human construct. I don't think the gods care about our language, says Rachel Stone. Good for you, Rachel. And guess what else? Do you really think in a world like we're in with the problems we have, number one, that God cares what people are doing with their genitals? Oh, the homosexual agenda, the homosexuals, they're the reason for the fall of America. It's the homosexuals. Do you really think God cares what they're doing with their genitals? And even worse, oh, it's masturbation. Masturbation going to send you to hell. If God don't care what other people are doing with their genitals, he sure don't care what you're doing with your own damn genitals. Come on, folks. Grow up. Wake up. Norseman, thank you, my brother. James Sheets Jr., thank you, my brother. Evil Monkey, thank you, my brother. Come on, folks. Let's wake up. Let's grow up. Let's get past this silliness. God damn, it's hot today, somebody says. And this is interesting. Solus 186. Epstein strangled himself with his bare hands. I have to say that's impossible. You're going to have to show me some data on that. And then the rest of that went on to say that pedophiles don't exist. What does that say? Pedophiles don't exist. And anyone who disagrees with me is a bigoted, racist, conspiracy theorist. Okay. He's using absurdity. He's being absurd. He's illustrating absurdity by being absurd. Epstein strangled himself with his bare hands. Ha ha ha. Exactly. There's no pedophiles. And if you think there are, you're a bigoted, racist, conspiracy theorist. Well done, Solus 186. He almost got me, or Solus on 86. Very well played. Did you see? I was about ready to be triggered. I mean, I was right. If you shoot, there's a place right between where you're squeezing and where it goes boom. And I was right there. Well done, Solus. I love it. See, he's making me think. She's making me think. That's what we're all about. Making each other think. Well done. Love it. You had me at the F word, says Steady Eddie. Perfect. Donald J. Trump is a gangster. I got called a G this weekend. I'm like, well, thank you, but could you tell me what that means? They all laugh. That means that you're a gangster, like in a good way. I'm like, oh, well, thank you. So now I know what that means when they say you a G. I like that. Sometimes a cuss word is the only thing that works to show emotion. I like to think of them, Charla, as emphasis words. Cynthia says that I cuss a lot. Well, I like to think of it as emphasis. I mean, damn, shit, hell, bitch. Those aren't even cuss words. Those are just emphasis words. Now, when you start dropping F's and C's and stuff like that, those are cuss words, but there's reasons for them. I don't just throw out a cuss word just to throw out a cuss word. There's reasons for it. I'm strategic in my foul language. And remember, I'm smart, I'm pissed, I'm passionate, and I don't care. Nick Savage goes on a big cussing rant, just like rolling out the pumpkin. Oh, I don't know where that one came from. Let's see. I don't care what people say or think about me. We really do, TT, but I'm with you. Danny says, I just logged on. I hear Jeff drop the F-bomb. KT Emma is my kind of girl. She says, I think I say what the F every day. I'm sure that I do. Margaret Carey makes a good point. A little salt is good. Too much is not palatable, especially to religious folks. I get you, Margaret. I get you. I understand. But, you know. To each his fucking own, says Michelle. That's funny. Smart versus intelligent. I have an F-bomb for every noun, pronoun. The F word is very, very versatile. It can be an adjective. It can be a verb. It can be a noun. It can be a modifier. That is a very versatile fucking word. It really is. Why is it called French kissing? KT Emma with the great questions of life. Why is it called French kissing? Are they the first ones to stick their tongues in each other's mouth? I doubt it. They're the French. They don't originate anything. Oh boy. And who else is being sweet to me today? Boom, boom, boom. Come on. Go down there. Why won't you go down there? Breathe out more. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Oh, CHF, breathe out more. Appreciate it very much. Greetings from a cussing Swiss. I love the Swiss. See, the Swiss, they just stay right in the middle. That way they can cash in from both sides. Boy, that is smart right there. That really is smart. Wait a second, Judas. I don't get it. It's not, though. He says FUCKU is wake up backwards. But it's not. I'm looking at it. It's not backwards. You're going to have to help me with that one because I don't see it. I feel a frequency with cuss words. I use them to get rid of the Christian virus. Ooh, plum moon bliss. Wow. I think you are creating that militant, fed up, let's lock and load and do something frequency with cuss words. Let's think about this. I didn't know the show was going to turn into this, but let's think about this. Where do you use cuss words? You use cuss words when you're passionate, when you're angry, when you're fed up, when you're ready to get something done. When else do you use them? I'll give you a little hint. You also use them there. Why? Passion. Not caring. Moving into another place. That's interesting right there. Vibration, frequency. And let's face it, I mean, there's a lot of the same passion. Let's get it done. Moving, grooving, anger, sex, passion, don't care. Spank that ass. It's all rolled up into one, ladies and gentlemen. Who said that? That was good. Plum Moon Bliss. I agree 100%. Let's see. The French were nasty. The French were nasty. They invented oral. How do you know, Bavarian Wench, that they invented oral? But can I say God bless the French? Should I say God bless the French? But I take back everything. If that's true, Bavarian Wench, that the French invented oral, I take back everything bad I ever said about the French. Because it doesn't matter what else they've done. If they did that, you know what? They could. Vive la France. That's all I can say, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what else we got. Can we cuss in your chat room? Hell yeah. Especially when the meatball is in here. Let's see. I only cuss if I'm extremely angry about something. That ain't the only time. But I'm going to get in such trouble after this is over. And yes, that was Cynthia L's comment. Let's see. I told you opposite ignorance due to lack of words. I effing agree. Wendy cusses to keep from punching folks in the face. Good plan, Wendy. Good plan. I understand, Nick, that you think it's Hillary's dead brother. We got you. Next Sunday, when you greet your pastor, ask him, how the F are you this morning? That would be fun. Please videotape that if you do. I would love to see it. Love to see it. I'm smart, therefore I cuss. Ooh, that's a really well-turned phrase right there. That's a really well-turned phrase. I'm a tough beer-slinging wench, says Bavarian Wench. Good for you. I love that word, wench. Always like that word. Words are man-made, so who gave the words to enslave you? Don't let it. Duh. I like that. That was fan of everything. F them if they can't handle it, says the Patriots Corner. Triggering. Sam was fired up, and he does a podcast with a guy named Pat. Him and Eddie had a fun convo about masonry. Don't worry about the language. You were having fun. Yes, I was. Thank you very much. Tariel, who I'm guessing is a female. Let me see if I can decipher anything from the picture meme. I can't tell. Says that she cusses like a sailor. I'm thinking it's probably a girl because she said that. Religion is yeah, suck it up or stay on the porch. I'm with you on that. Jeff has been mentioning Eddie Bravo quite a bit lately. I think he's slowly being converted into a flat earther, says Truth Seeker 9261. No, I just hung out with Eddie for about an hour. Well, it was really like 3 hours, but talking with Eddie straight on for about an hour. Good guy, smart guy. Love Eddie. And I'm open to all truth. And the best way to be is to have your mind be able to hold at least two competing ideas about any one thing at the same time. It makes you smarter. And I'm always open to that. And I don't know that I know anything for sure, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I'm not going to be offended by that. Let's see. KC says she couldn't watch that one because of the tone. Well, sister, you missed out big time on that one. I'm telling you, go back and try to put on your big girl panties. I'm not trying to be mad at you or anything, but that podcast had so much important information. I know you're a nice lady. You look like a very refined person, but you gotta do something. Even if you just watch it, turn down the sound and just read the the captions. I don't know if they put F-bombs in the captions. Casey, you got to listen to that one. It was powerful. It really was powerful. And thank you, James, again for saying I'm the man. Let's see. JD, Trip, Rocky have convinced me to start a conspiracy channel. Boom. And like Sam Tripoli said, Rocky feels the same way. I feel the same way. We will help you all that we can with your channel. I mean, Sam just said on that podcast that we published yesterday, that he would do anything he could to help people with conspiracy channels. We need more. And I agree 100%. And also thank you, Captain Caveman. Thank you so much. Consciousness cannot experience its own unconsciousness. Therefore, it can only ever experience consciousness. We can be sure of that. Okay. I'm with you. What else we got here? Don't talk about it. Just do it. Let's see. Question the narrative. Absolutely. Esoteric and occult are polarizing. Are the terms esoteric and occult polarizing? Well, as I understand the language, esoteric means non-corporeal. Occult means secret and hidden. So I would guess that everything esoteric is, most things esoteric are occult, but not all occult is esoteric. I don't know if they're polarizing. I really don't. I don't know if they're polarizing, but that's interesting. It's an interesting comment. Repetitive conspiracy theorists are legion on YouTube. True. And you know why repetitive conspiracy theorists, why we think of that? Because they're good at pointing out problems, but people intuitively seek answers. And as a conspiracy theorist solely, you're just identifying problem, which creates fear, which feeds the matrix. Can't do that. Keep identifying the problems, but then give us solutions. And the paranormal realm offers those solutions. But in the paranormal realm, you just can't be talking about rainbows and unicorns. You got to go out and vote. You got to go out and do some damn stuff to put into practice the things you discover, or it's worthless, ladies and gentlemen. The conspiracy realm is completed and empowered by the paranormal realm, and the paranormal realm is completed and empowered by the conspiracy realm. We need each other, so let's get it on, ladies and gentlemen. The FBI is searching Epstein Island right now, says Small Wild Flowers. I sure hope that they are. Where is the spirit of human if they're dead? Do they go to the moon and wait for recycling? That's a great question. They go somewhere. And I think the most important answer to that is know where you're going to go when you die, or at least know that you're going to make the decision to go where you want to go when you die and not to where somebody else tells you. Mark says, I just watched you with Sam. I wish they'd let you talk more. That one that we did in St. Louis, I was the new guy in that group. The other guys had been with each other before, so I was consciously holding back on that. You know, when you're the new guy and you're the guest, you don't want to jump out there and push and shove and try to get your way in. So I was very happy to be there, and it all worked out really, really well. But yeah, that's good. You look like a refined person. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. Let's do this. Let's do what we need to do. Let's be who we need to be. And remember, folks, we are the last generation of real humans. And that doesn't bother me because I think we got enough to get it done. We can win today so we can build a better tomorrow. If we line up with each other, we support each other, and we get busy. We can do this, ladies and gentlemen. We can do this. And history is written by winners. If we don't win, they'll never know what we did. They'll never know how close we came, and we'll have to start all over. That's not an option. Let's win this mofo, and we'll sit down together, rejoicing, and write the history, ladies and gentlemen, of how a people, divine, sovereign, free, brave enough, pissed off enough, passionate enough, crazy enough to believe they could get the impossible done, did it. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, reminding you we are talking to Elizabeth April tonight at 9 p.m. Central, and we are the last generation of real humans, and that's okay. We got this. Let's just get busy, cousins. Who's with me?